Hi, I'm Kelly Hushin. We are here in the final hour of our mobile media or social media and mobile commerce summit, and I'm here with Jana Eggers from Spreadshirt. She just gave a really great presentation, and I just wanted to grab her really quick before we both run out to talk a little bit about it and just ask a few quick questions. So thanks for joining us.
Of course.
So your presentation talked about it was five actionable things that you can do to integrate social media into your platform and your company, correct? So can you just sum up what those five things are really quick for us?
No, she's quizzing me.
I'm
Can
quizzing you.
It probably is. So the first one is getting your team involved. So that's an important part about social media and customer-generated content is your team needs to see what's going on out there, see what's being said, as well as participating themselves. So you can't rely just on your customers to generate. You need your team in there generating some as well as helping guide and moderate what's out there. Second one is a creative brief. So make sure that you actually, when you're starting something around social media, but in particular when you're looking for customers to generate content, that they really know what you're looking for. And a lot of people say, oh, we want to be free, we want them to say whatever they want. Most customers aren't going to do it unless they really know what you want. So they're looking for you to guide them, not say, oh, say nice things about our company, but really, go in and say, hey, we really want to, I think one of the examples I gave, hear about that banana seat bicycle that when you were a kid and you got from Sears, right?
Right.
So they want to know, what the kind of thing is that you're looking for. I'm remembering number 4, but not number 3 right now.
I know, me too. So it was get the team involved, creative brief.
And then there was the legal piece, which is number 4 right now.
Right, know the laws.
Know the laws, because there's a lot of laws around, everything from copyrights and trademarks and word marks, because words can be trademarked, as well as things like contests. A lot of people run contests, and they don't realize that there's a lot of regulations around contests. And there's also libel and slander, and people can get caught up in that because somebody will say something bad about a person or a brand or something, and you have to be careful about that when you're allowing people to put things onto your property.
Right.
And where are we now? So we skipped number 3 because I can't remember it right now. And
that's okay. We'll look back at it. We'll find it. We'll figure it out.
How about 3 of 5? How's that?
Yeah. Best 3 out of 5, exactly.
There we go.
Well, anyways, your presentation really was great. I really like the examples that you gave from other companies. Jana gave a great example from Jordan, which just did this tourism campaign where they tried to involve people to try and be advocates for their brand, which is Jordan, and that was a really great example. And then what was one of the other examples you used for some of the other points?
So another one for number 5 now. I remember from the example, number 5 was one from Intuit, who I used to work for Intuit, and years ago, this was about 2003, the team there started the Tax Almanac. And it's a wiki where people can come in and post questions about, but also build information about the tax laws. And so it's really a great example of user-generated content that also built the brand for Intuit as being experts and really supporting the experts in that community. And that one was, the number 5 was, look at expanding or maybe even contracting the customer group that you're considering. Right. Because the Tax Almanac originally did include customers or consumers and their abilities to ask questions, but we found that distracted. And so it was really limited then to professionals, so people that were tax professionals, accountants or preparers, and the challenges that they faced and the legal information that they faced and the regulatory information they faced around taxes.
You also cited an example about qualified voting. And what was that all about again?
Yeah, so that was for the example there is a company called Javoto, and it's Jovoto, and they run a creative development community. And this was actually number 3 was prepare
There we go.
I know, we'll remember them all. Prepare for what could go right and what could go wrong.
Right.
And so what could go wrong on their side is if they didn't have quality voting. So if the things that were submitted as creative briefs, for example, they just did a project with Starbucks for reducing the paper cup consumption.
Right.
And it could be anything from building a new cup all the way to an idea in the store that could reduce the number of cups. Now, the community came in and voted on this, and it's the public as well as the design community, and they needed to see when something was being gamed, because obviously someone that submitted a design could get all of their friends, and
Right.
it could have just been a popularity contest of who was able to influence their friends and get them to come vote. And so they used a lot of game theory.
Right.
And which combines mathematics and social sciences to decide how to count votes and what the power of a vote would be. And so that's going back to really know what can go wrong, and then perhaps you bring in an expert. Their expertise was more in communities and putting designers together with companies, and they pulled in some experts in game theory to help them deliver the best votes.
Right. Well, we got around to the 5 one way or another. So,
Sorry.
And just so you all know, Spreadshirt is a company where you can go online and you can actually customize and design your own shirt. Is there art you can choose from, or do you have to design it? You can choose from art, or you can design your own art, and also other pieces of clothing. Correct?
Yeah, all kinds. We have over about 2,500 SKUs of things you wear, bags and hats and all of that.
And what does your shirt mean?
Ubuntu is, well, it depends on what the audience sees, but some people see this as an operating system, so it would call me out as a geek, and other people would see this as an African greeting. That really means I see you, and so it's a very personal it's a nice way of greeting people to say I see you and we're talking and I recognize you.
Interesting. Well, Ubuntu. Thank you again for joining us. All right.
Thank you for asking.